Okie dokie. Welcome back to Super X Heroes Anime Review Part 3. There's still one more video I'm going to wrap this one discussing one of the OVAs because there technically is one more OVA set to come out for the series. Okay, now this one discussing the last 4 episodes of the anime for Super X Heroes. And this one they do a little better job when it comes to adapting, though they do skip one freaking chapter. Yes, like, for these episodes, they do adapt pretty much a lot of the chapters, per se. I think they skip, like, one chapter. Yeah, I believe so. I don't think 24 is adapted. Let's see. I forgot to check this, just to be sure, because I don't think 24 was adapted. Nope, it wasn't. That's a bit of a surprise. Yes. So, these 4 episodes just adapt chapters. Well, 9 adapts chapter 21, 10 is 22, 23, and 11, 12 cover chapters 25 to 28 and 1 page of chapter 29. Yeah, that's something, though. Not sure why they skip over 24, though, but they do. So, I'll get more of this in a minute. So, what exactly happens in these episodes? Well, I'm trying to think what was. Oh, yes. Like, basically, in the case of episode 9, it's a titular beach episode. Yep, it's a beach episode. Where they actually added in a scene here that actually was not in the manga, where you have Rito's uncle driving him and the girls straight to the beach. And they just have some fun while basically buying these sea cucumbers. And just by sheer coincidence, the Tokyo branch is there because they've been hired to take care of these particular things. So the two branches team up to take on, well, these creatures. Also, we get introduced to the only male member of the Tokyo branch who looks like a girl, despite that being a guy. Yeah, it's never actually explained. Now, this voice actor I do recognize. It's Clifford Champton. Yep, the guy who voices Bakuno from My Hero Academia. Yep, same guy. Which makes him the first actor I've come across, one of probably the second one I've seen, where I've actually been familiar with the guy's work. Yep, and he appears in this episode and the following episode, and that's it. Yeah, just 2 appearances in the anime. And I think he does appear for Kumio Time's manga, I'm not really sure. So, the deal with the creature turns out it's one of the sensor bugs. They beat it, and of course reveal his power. Oh yeah, also he asked Rito to be his coach because he basically unlocks all the raw energy. So, apparently he gets his power by simply watching. Okay. And the creature's defeated by him. Cool. And they all have a titular bathhouse scene because, of course, they have a bathhouse scene because it's Japanese anime set in modern day. We gotta have this, which I think is fine. They've had several of these. And in the very next episode, it's basically a split episode in a way. It's a shopping episode. Yep, a shopping episode. Uzuki wants to hang out. This actually this in the opening episode of the series. I've come across several anime basically have had these. We have a whole episode basically most of it deal with shopping. I don't have a problem with this at all. These are teenagers in modern days, so why not? Though they also go with VR, which is actually the second series I've actually seen where the characters do VR. Last one being Uzuki-chan wants to hang out. Also, it does somewhat the comic side with that because, Rito ends up groping the woman he's with, basically, who's the supervisor of the Tokyo branch. And apparently she doesn't have a problem with the fact that he is groping her. Yep. And then he gets separated from her and runs into Katara. And they basically chat for a while. And they kind of build the origin of the hairpin that she wears. Because I'm sure people who watch the anime probably never read the manga. Where did she get that hairpin? That's kind of interesting. Apparently, Rito gave it to her as sort of a proposal gift. Because he loves her. And he basically went away to the answer. So, Wait till the sense bug's meeting. And then meanwhile, though, we see that that apparently there's this mysterious long hair, green hair woman, a woman with green hair who's got big breasts, is running for governor. Now, this is Japan. And the way she's doing it, from what I can tell, is one of like 2 anime I've seen like this. The other, of course, being Case Closed, but woman where they do their campaign speeches on top of a truck, and they basically say, work with me, and basically would do whatever, pass new laws. So, apparently she got elected really quickly, like in a span of a few days. And I'm like, okay, did the characters not bother to vote or something? Because over here, basically, election process takes a lot longer than just a few days. That's why I can tell from the anime. And apparently because she won, so Rito's uncle gets arrested for indecent exposure from a minor. I'm like, how the heck is that possible? The guy wears shorts and a half top. You call that indecent exposure? That's really stupid. And they actually cut the bit here from the manga where he's like, why am I here for? Why have I not seen a lawyer? Why am I in this jail cell? Yeah, they cut that from the anime because he's like absent for most of the episode. And then, of course, they get word from high up that the EXO has been shut down. All because of a new law. Apparently, they don't say what the law was, just that it was a law. And they end up basically having to deal with another... We also have another anime, deal with a cultural festival. Love these. I love these in anime. It's always great to see these things. Many anime I've seen come across it. So, basically, Rito invites his friend because, well, Kiara's friend basically has got a thing for Rito's friend, Dante, running the festival. And also, she apparently, at the same day, decided to take away his thing, just to be a normal teenager, his little wristwatch, like, transformer thing. Also, before they had this band, they also debuted the new exosuits. Now, this is a slight change from the manga because they didn't adapt this chapter fully. Because, well, they decided to skip over this and just basically do other stuff. So you don't get a proper adaptation of chapter 10 and 17 and 18, which deals with the whole explanation of the exosuits. Also, the thing with these exosuits is that these are the same suits that you see in the opening title sequence. So, these things are made a debut back in episode 1. Actually, it was episode 2 in the opening title sequence. And you wait until episode 11 to debut these damn things. I gotta say, they're really good. And when they transform, at least they're not shedding clothing. Oh, and by the way, there's actually a chapter that actually explains, like, oh, let's go shopping to buy new clothing and we keep shedding every time we do this. And they chose not to adapt that for some reason. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. So, despite that going to them headquarters, the girl's like, screw them. Basically, we do what the heck they want. And they defeat the creature that was there. Well, at first they defeat a creature who basically, this is before the whole shutdown thing, where apparently injects a guy with something that apparently makes their balls transform into a weasel. And most of the episode we have Rito turn into a girl. Though he gets the thing back and transforms back, he gets beaten up for his trouble. Oh, and by the way, did they confront the governor? Yes, in the final episode of the series. Like, apparently they spent a lot of money, basically looked like 25,000 yen, to drive from Saitama to the governor's residence, which apparently is out in the middle of nowhere. They get there, and of course you have Cha-Cha, basically, disguised as a delivery girl. She goes inside, and of course they go inside. So, and it turns out, though, this woman is actually her mother, which means she's the queen. And I'm actually quite surprised. If I was here like, Cha-Cha, your mom is hot. Yeah, she is a beautiful woman. Like, oh my gosh, she is so freaking hot. Yep. And then she sort of, in a way, they sort of confuse him. Like, think Cha-Cha's in his room, but nope, this is a H energy proof room. Which proves to be the undoing of the queen because they decided to do something that is explicitly forbidden by the side of the bench. Basically, the way to describe it is that they need to have an orgy. Though, Kanara's like, okay, let's close up, let's shut off all the lights. And they kind of do it, but it's not explicitly shown here. So apparently they get powered up and they transform into their suits and they destroy the door, and then they try to go after the queen. They fight her briefly, and then she summons a giant squid, actually more like an octopus, and 3 of the girls stay behind to take on the creature, and of course Chacha's there too, while Rito and Kiara basically take on the queen, and they chase her for a while, and then she briefly possesses Kiara to do stuff. Have Rito, he looked like he's trying to confess his feelings for her, and then somehow that breaks the spell, and then they combine their power just like they did back in the pilot episode, beat the queen, and then they ended there for some reason, despite the fact there's actually more happened next. If you're curious though, what the heck happened next? A mysterious woman wearing a maid outfit showed up, briefly followed, and then they went back to headquarters, which apparently it's been all on all the spam, been restored, as a brief a 30-second sequence of the uncle, apparently the charges were dropped mysteriously. Yes, the charges were dropped, and Exos has been restored. He says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna work on those Exos to make him stronger." And Chacha's like, "I'll help with that, no problem." Also, it's revealed that she actually cut her own hair as a donation to help build these Exos. Basically, keeps it power, make it strong without shedding their clothing. Which, okay, cool. And well, that's simply it. And I think it's kind of weird they actually cut a little bit out here. But mostly put for these episodes, they do keep a lot of it in. I like last week, just purely just so weird. Not the case these episodes. These are standard anime stuff you see. A beach episode, shopping, culture festival, big faction, big fight sequence in the series, which is cool. The fact they did that. Yes, and it's kind of interesting though that in 12 episodes, they adapt most of the first 28 chapters of the series. They skip over chapters 9 through 12, 17, 18, 20, and 24. So, let's see, I think that's 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd say 7 out of the first 28 chapters they pretty much adapt. Well, basically, they adapted roughly 21 of the first 28 chapters, which that's not bad for 12 episodes. Now, I have read online that apparently the series didn't do too well. Apparently, the series was a ratings flop, both on TV and also on streaming services. So, if you're going to be curious, though, is there going to be a season 2? The Project 9 has no plans for season 2, but apparently they have plans for a couple of VAs. One that was released a couple months ago, and the other one is coming out 2 months from now, which I will probably watch these two. I'll probably watch the OVA for this probably tomorrow. Yeah. But in the case of the series overall, I think the series actually is pretty good. I'd say that from the material they adapt from, they actually do a pretty decent job. Though in the case of, they also adapt partially, a little bit, of chapter 29. They adapt 1 page for 30 seconds. I would not be surprised if the OVA, the first one, actually adapts some more from the manga. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Nope. But I can't wait to watch it when I get a chance to watch it. From what I can tell, it's not on the famous streaming services, so I'm going to look for it someplace else. So yeah, that's it for Sickle View, and that's definitely a video today because I have no more time to do videos. I know it's kind of late, but I really wanted to get this video done. Oh, in case you're curious though, what anime you do to replace this one, because I just finished the Super HxEroes? Absolute Duo. I'm going to be discussing this series. I'm already partially reading the first light novel, so expect to see a review of it soon. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. It might not be tomorrow. It could be even Saturday. So expect on Friday. Well, basically Friday anyway. It's where I am. Expect to see reviews tomorrow for Dr. Stone. Quintessal Quintuplets. Hiroshima Half Deep Princess, which is probably new episodes airing tomorrow anyways. And Fire Force, roughly 4 videos plus a Comic Corner. So I'd say about 5 or 6 coming tomorrow. Yep. Alright, see you next video. Bye.